Hey everybody, excuse me, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and what is today? Thursday, August 26, 2021. We are again in the final hour of the trading day. Mention this each day, but the final hour of the trading day, in my opinion, is the best time to make your buying and selling decisions for your swing trades, because at the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in, they take control of the price away from the day traders and the algorithms. The closing price is the most important price to me because I think it's the most valid price. So if you're looking at your levels, I'm in above or I'm out below, I feel like that closing price is the most important by far, and that is why primarily I am an end of day trader, and you should consider it as well because I think there's a lot of advantages to it. So thank you all for coming today. It's always nice to see everyone. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a good trading day, and just a good day in general. Hope you slept well. I slept really well last night and I needed it, so I'm grateful for that. I appreciate you spending your time here. I really do, and I hope by doing so it's helping your trading and your investing. So here is the plan for today. First of all, well, let's take a look at the market. Currently, the Dow Jones down 178 points, down 0.5%. NASDAQ down 84.69, down about 0.56%. S&P down 24 points, down 0.54%. So red across the board today. So hope you're staying safe out there with this red day. Here's the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back. We're going to take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I'm going to manage them going forward. I've had some really great day trades today. It's been a fantastic day trading day. So I will show you some of my day trades. After that, we're going to go over to the board. We're going to take a look at your current positions. We're going to talk about when you bought them, why you bought them, and how they're doing. Are they up? Are they down? Are they up on the day? Are they down on the day? Are they up on the trade? So we'll check those out. After that, I do have some potential, after that, we are going to talk about trader psychology. Always the most important skill that you can ever develop in practice in trading is the skill of creating a plan and following your plan. Very important to be able to construct a plan, but really the tough part is following the plan. It's kind of like, I always bring up dieting. People who want to lose weight, like, we know how to do it. We eat better foods. Maybe we exercise more. That's usually the recipe, but it's hard to do, right? Because your emotions with food get involved. It's the same thing with trading. You can create a plan, but following it is a whole different monster because you have your emotions being elevated with the gains and the losses. So if you want to be a long-term profitable trader, you really have to follow the process and do whatever it takes to get that discipline going for you, right? You need to have the discipline to be able to follow the plan. So if you don't have it, if you're challenged by it, whatever it takes, whether it's having someone watch your trades, being accountable to someone, there's little tips and tricks that will help, but it's very, very important. So after that, I do have some nice end of day potential trades today. I have 3 requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a new trade. First, I need to have a confluence or a combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Second, I need to have a good risk to reward ratio, at least 2-to-1, based upon buying at support and having strong and likely resistance above me. The asymmetrical math of at least 2-to-1 is very important. You don't have to win 50% of the time. You can win less than 50% of the time. But if you're making 2, 3, 4 times to the upside compared to what you're losing, that's where the positive expectancy comes in, and that's how you make money in trading. And then number 3, I want to make sure I have a complete trading plan, regardless of the stock, regardless of the methodology I use. For me, that includes position sizing based upon current market volatility, knowing what where my emergency stop is, knowing where my end of day stop is, knowing what my maximum allowed loss is, knowing where my intraday profit targets are, knowing where significant overhead resistance levels are, and having a good trailing stop methodology in place. All right, that's what I need. And I do have some potentials today. We'll take a look at those as we get closer to the end of the podcast. If I find something that makes sense to me at the end of the day, I will go ahead and purchase it right before the close. After the market closes, if you have any questions for me, please let me know. If you need clarification on anything I discuss, please let me know. I'm happy to clarify. If there are any stock symbols that you would like me to take a look at, I'm very happy to do that. Just go ahead, put them in the live stream, put an emoji by it so I know it's time sensitive, and I'll do my best to get to it before the close. And then lastly, after the market closes, if any of my students have any new entries or exits for me that they would like me to update on the board, just go ahead and let me know. But just wait till the end of the day, all right? And then we'll get it all taken care of. So, all right, I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I will be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All righty, here we are. I was taking care of a little business during the disclaimer. I think I've got it all taken care of. Yes, I do. All right, let's see who is here today, shall we? Kamal is here. Good to see you, Kamal. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you, as always, for everything that you do for this channel, my friend. Steve Burns is here. Hello, Steve. Another person I want to thank for being here and all their contributions. Really appreciate it, Steve. Hope you're having a good day. Michael Wilkinson, aka Lova, says, hi, everyone. Good to see you, Michael. Hope you're having a good day, my friend. Tracy is here. Happy Thursday, everyone. Happy Thursday to you as well. Scott McGregor is here. Scott, appreciate you being here. This is Scott McGregor from Scott Trades. Let me just make sure I have the exact, yeah, there we go. At Scott Trades over on Twitter. He has a really great channel, and he's a friend of the podcast, and I chatted with him earlier, and here we go. I'm going to put in his at sign over on Scott Trades. He's a great trader. He just finished a really good online course. He just sent me a kind of an advanced copy of it. Looking forward to that. But Scott's a good guy, a great trader, great educator. So thanks for stopping by, Scott. And again, you can find him over on Scott Trades over on Twitter. Gary is here. Good to see you, Gary. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Dan's here with my peace sign. I don't know what I do without my peace sign every day, Dan. I really appreciate it. Tom is here. Hey, Tom. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Johnson is here. Hi, Greg and all. Always nice to see Johnson. Frank, good to see you. Hello, Greg and group, and a special hello to Scott McGregor. Yeah, I'm sure Frank knows who Scott McGregor is. A lot of people do on Twitter. It's an honor to have you here today, Scott. And Frank, thank you as always for everything that you do for this channel. Dave says, hi, Gregorian traders. Nice to see you, David. Hope you're having a good day. Kamal says, that -1 ATR channel on Twitter. Greg, we did not listen to you. Well, you know how it goes sometimes. Let's take a look at the chart. Yeah, I was a little concerned about Twitter yesterday. It did have that higher low V1 and a rejection of the 100, but I was concerned that it had not been able to get up in the value zone, that -1 ATR channel was acting as resistance. Unfortunately, that turned out to be the case. Darn. Frank says, I stopped out of Twitter, Kamal, but it did inspire a poem. Oh, sweet. Anya T is here. Nice to see you, Anya. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you are feeling well today, and appreciate you being here. Ava is here. There's my good friend Ava. Ava, always nice to have you here. Hope you're having a good day. Glenn is here. Hi, Greg. Where are the bears? I guess there's some bears around here somewhere. Always nice to have you here, Glenn. Thank you. Your additions with the seasonal patterns really great. So thank you for that. Scott says, thanks, man. Glad to be here. Great. Glad to have you here, Scott. Hey, Tim, what's happening, my friend? How are you? Haven't talked to you for a while. Always nice to have Tim back in the group. And George is here as well. Nice to see you, George. Hope you're having a good day. So yeah, down day today. Let's start out with Twitter. Not Twitter. I have Twitter on my brain. AGQ double leverage silver. So listen, I did buy AGQ back here on the 20th. Under 30, over 30, false breakout to the downside, bought it at 35.04, bounced beautifully. Of course, I always take profits on the way up. I like to play offense and defense. Bounced up nicely here. I did get to my 1.5 ATR trailing stop level. At that point, I go into trailing stop mode. Today, it looks like we're going to have a close below the previous day's low. So I will be selling 1/2 and locking in 1/2 profit on AGQ. Currently, entry to current price, it's up 4.11%. Amazon. All right. So I did buy Amazon a couple days ago with the close under, close back over the 200-day moving average, bought it at 33.0548. Steve also bought it at 32.9938. My end of day stop, the 200-day moving average, is up today. Did hit one profit target near the top at 33.2807. So this not to 1.5 trailing stop level yet. So I'm not in trailing stop mode. I'm just playing off the end of day stop of the 200-day moving average. And I'm in this half position, David and Tom and Steve. All right, and MACD did cross over a couple days ago, so that's nice. And so good relative strength today on Amazon. Apps, all right, here we go. Jonathan, Ava, Gary, Dynamic Duo, Tom, David, and myself, we did buy apps with the under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third, and close back above the 5-day EMA. 51.88 moved up nicely, did take some profit targets off, which, this is why I like to take partial profits on the way up, because if you have a big down day like this, it helps mitigate. It is down 6.12% today. Slightly underneath entry point, but for me at least, because I scale out, it's still a profitable trade. So we're just going to have to wait and watch and see this one. JO. All right. I did buy JO along with Tom, Michael, Martin, and Frank with the 520 crossover a couple days ago at 51.53. It's 51.48. It's unchanged. Just pennies, unchanged on the day and pennies under on the trade. But I'll use end of day stops, crossover end of day stops, but nothing is happening here. We're going to have to do anything with that. KLAC, I did buy KLAC yesterday along with Tom, 520 crossover. We had a V1 to the downside, followed right back up with the big move up. It's down 96 cents today. It's down 0.29%. So it is slightly down on the day and it is slightly down on the trade. McDonald's. All right. Dynamic Duo, Tom, Ava, and myself. We did buy McDonald's with this higher low V2. Bought it here at 238.49. Moved up. Did hit some profit targets. My end of day stop is halfway of the washout bar. This is the washout bar. Day 237.01. Currently, it is underneath. I will be having to exit this and take a loss on this trade because my end of day stop is halfway of the washout bar. So first loss is the easiest loss, everybody. Don't get hung up on it. Don't get married to it. Was a decent setup, just didn't work out. Who knows? The day's not over, but we'll see what happens here at the end of the day. But currently, as is, I am going to have to get out of this trade. And you know what I say, right? I look at my portfolio as a garden, and if I start getting red positions, those are weeds in my garden. They will suffocate my flowers and my vegetables, which are my winners. So you keep your garden free of weeds, keep your portfolio free of losers, take that first loss. And then overnight SPY trade. I bought overnight SPY trade yesterday at 448.91, sold it at the open 448.60. So slight loss, but much, much better because it is much lower now. And then Exxon is also down. I did buy Exxon here with an under 30, over 30 at 52.66, moved up beautifully. A couple days ago, I did take half profits because we rejected the 50 RSI and tagged the 20 EMA. I am in trailing stop mode. So if this closes under, yesterday's low, I will get out of the trade. 2 of my 3 requirements to get out of the trade will have happened. This particular trade up 3.68% total on the trade. All right, VIX. So I did have some great trades today on VIX. Here we go. Here you see we're in the value zone, lots of sideways motion, lots of consolidation, lots of winding up price discovery. What happens? Sideways motion leads to trends. Trends lead back to sideways motion. I did buy here. We had a V1 to the downside that immediately got reversed and a higher low V1. I bought here at 26.83. I sold a portion at 26.90. I sold a portion at 26.92. Another portion 26.97, another portion 27.04, and then a big one up here 27.24. So that was a fantastic VIX trade, and I did come in with some size on the VIX on that trade as well. All right, here we go. Apple. All righty. Yes, here we are. Did buy Apple here with this false breakout to the downside and the V2. Bought here at 148.03. Sold a portion. Oh, that one's wrong. Sorry. I think I accidentally. Yeah, there we go. False breakouts to the downside, V2 bought at 148.03, sold a portion at 148.30, sold a portion here at 148.22, held it, moved up nicely here, sold another portion at 148.52, and then that was it. Oh, that was it. Yeah, then I bought another one here at 148.30 that got me stopped out at 148.14. Yep, and then Disney. Had a couple trades on Disney. Bought here, pretty simple trade, under 30, over 30, and a V1. Bought at 177.09. Sold a portion at 177.41, sold a portion at 177.47, sold another portion at 177.70, and then the rest there at 177.29. So nice profitable day trade on Disney. I took another one here. This one didn't work out though. I bought at 176.86 as we came into the -1 ATR channel. Luckily I sold half for a profit at 177.04, and then this big bar here dumped me out with the under 30 over 30. So yeah, a lot of trades there, worked out really well. Very grateful for that. Swing trades a little tough today with a market like this, but the day trades really helped make up for them. Let's take a look. GNRC. Tom and Steve did buy GNRC yesterday with a 520 crossover. They bought it at 425.48. It's 427.68. It is up on the day. It is up on the trade. Steve Burns did buy 520 crossover here on the Qs at 367.97. It's 372.81. It is down a little more than 0.5% on the day, but it is up 1.28% on the trade. EIX, Leva used the 1050 EMA crossover, bought IEX at 224.70. It's 225.88. Is down on the day a little bit, but up on the trade. Tom had a nice trade on Tesla, under 200, over 200, bought it at 664.60. It's currently 761 cents. It's down 1.5% today, but Tom is up a nice 5.23% on the trade. Docusign, Jonathan bought Docusign with a 520 crossover at 298.70. It's 296.53, down a little bit on the day and also a little bit on the trade. Roku, Steve had a nice trade on Roku. It looks like an under 30, over 30 at 348.41. It's 352.93. It is down on the day, but it is still up on the trade. SRPT, Frank bought SRPT, beautiful entry back here at 74.42 at 78.49. It's down 1.81% today, but It is up 5.29% on the trade. So that's really nice. IWM, Leva and the Dynamic Duo did buy IWM here with a close under 200, over 200, and the V2 bought it at 215.40. Beautiful move up here. First day we've had a close below the previous day's low. It has moved 1.5 ATRs, by the way, Dynamic Duo and Leva, but it looks like it might close below the previous day's low. UTZ, Jonathan did buy UTZ yesterday, under 30, over 30, V2, under the negative third, over the negative third at 1841. It's 1868. It's up nicely, 1.47% today. Kamal, nice trade, under the negative third, over the negative third, bought at 213, moved up beautifully. Kind of a down bar today, 2% down, but still up on the trade. EXAS, Ava, my gosh, Ava. What a beauty. V2, sideways motion consolidation, bought here at 93.10. It's 101.77. It's up 0.28% on the day. And this trade for Ava is up a whopping 8.52%. Way to go, Ava. Steve Burns did buy an 520 crossover on Facebook at 359.19. It's currently 364.95. It is down a little bit on the day, about 0.94%, but Steve is up approximately 1.65%. Twitter, the aforementioned Twitter that we talked about, Ava, Kamal, Frank, David, Dynamic Duo did buy a higher low V1 on Twitter yesterday at 64.24. It's down 2.29% today, so down on the day and down on the trade. Snap, Steve Burns and the Dynamic Duo did buy a 520 crossover on Snap, 75.47, down pretty big today, down 3.63%, so down on the day and down on the trade. Square, Gary did buy Square. Anyone else in this? No, Gary did buy Square with the 520 crossover at 270.73. It's 262.56. It's down 1.87% today and down on the trade. IQV, the Dynamic Duo, and Ava did buy a nice, it looks like 520 crossover here, I believe, in the value zone at 248.10. It's 258.51. Down a little bit, but beautifully up 4.04%. BYD has been a really nice trade for Steve. V1 bounce off the 200-day moving average. Bit of a reversal bar here today, down on the day, but up 8.48%. So that's a monster there. Way to go, Steve. And then last but not least, Yeti. Dynamic Duo did buy the 520 crossover 99.60. It's 174. This one is down on the day, but nicely up on the trade. Okay, let me check something real quick if you don't mind. All right, that takes care of all that. All right, now let's see what everyone is up to today. All right, George says, on August 26th, the first televised Major League Baseball game is broadcast on station W2XBS, the station that was to become WNBC TV, all the way back in 1939. Thanks for that fun fact, George. Glenn says, cycles have gold declining into October low with the rising dollar. See, that's what I like about Glenn. He knows these facts. Thank you for that. Hey, here is today's poem. Is it going to be Twitter related? I know it's going to be a good poem because Frank wrote it. Let's take a look here. Let me paste this in so we have it. All right. Wisdom tells us nothing is sure, and assuming an outcome is dangerous and premature. Of course, knowledge and skill help to reassure, but the real test is knowing how to endure. Oh, how good is that? Wisdom tells us nothing is sure, and assuming an outcome is dangerous and premature. Totally true. Of course, knowledge and skill help to reassure, but the real test is knowing how to endure. Trading is about enduring. It is. It's having some wisdom, but we know it's still not sure, right? And assuming that the outcome is dangerous. I assume that every trade is going to be a loser. I've told you that many times. I assume every trade I take is going to be a loser. Therefore, if it is a loser, I say, aha, I was right. My ego is not bruised, and I just get out of the trade, right? It's just a little trick, but for me, it works. But yes, I am scared of every single trade that I take. Honestly, I am. And I assume it's going to be a loser for the reasons I just told you. I'm glad when it's not, but it's always about risk, everybody. It's about preserving capital. It's about managing risk. If you do, the profits will come. If you focus on the profits and disregard the risk, it's going to get you. I promise you. I promise you. Glenn says, Chris Harvey at Wells Fargo went from 38.25 to 48.25 when turn bullish. When bears turn bullish, beware. Interesting. Kamal says, nice trade, Frank, and nice poem. I agree. Waterbender is here. Nice to see you, my friend. Hope you're having a good day. Frank says, fun fact, no joke. Laughter existed before there was language. It is actually a field of study called gelotology. Well, I did some laughing last week over the weekend. Maybe I should study that field. Frank says, thank you, Kamal. No, you know me and my stops. All right. Let me take a little look, see over here, see what's happening. What do we got? About 127. All right, everybody. So listen, we are going to start narrowing down, looking for the best end of day trade, keeping in mind the three requirements, right? Combination, confluence of indicators on multiple time frame, good risk to reward ratio, at least 2-to-1, and of course, having a good solid trailing stop plan or protocol in place so you don't give back your profits. But this is the time of the day where I do like to talk about trader psychology. It is so important, everyone. Trading is psychology. Psychology is trading. When you look at a chart, you see the moves up and down. You're seeing the psychology of the traders. That's really what you're seeing. Manic, depressive, right? That's really what it is. So I do like to touch on trader psychology every day. This is from Akil L. Stokes. Akil is over on Twitter, and he is also on, I should probably take a look at that. He's on Twitter and Facebook, but, where did I go? It's at, let me put this in the live stream, actually. Where am I? I'm lost. Hello. Here we go. I just posted it. But Akil's a great trading coach. He's over on Twitter. He's on Facebook at Akil Stokes RTM. But I love this post. We don't talk a lot about this, but let's read it. In trading, the cost of being wrong is less than the cost of doing nothing. Just be careful with your position sizing. You know, I'm a stickler about position sizing and volatility, but let's see what Akil's interpretation is. My interpretation of this quote looks at doing nothing as meaning doing nothing in a situation where you're supposed to be involved in a trade because you have fear. Thinking about it in that light, this quote makes perfect sense to me. I'm curious about what you think of this quote, and I'm curious to what everyone thinks about this quote as well. But I mean, this does make sense to me. I believe Steve Burns talked about it to me, or maybe somewhere, I can't remember, but it does ring a bell, and it is so true. In trading, the cost of being wrong is less than the cost of doing nothing. The way that I look at that is if you have a good trade, yes, there's a risk in taking the trade, but if it's a good setup, then the cost of doing nothing is more than actually taking the trade. I mean, the potential that you have on a good setup, if you don't take it, you're wasting it, right? And yes, it can be a losing trade, and if it was a losing trade, you would have made more money by staying out of it. But if it's a great trade, your ability not to take the trade really cost you. So we don't think every trade's going to work out. We hope it does. We hope they do, but they don't. But if it is a good, solid setup, the cost of being wrong is less than the cost of doing nothing. So if you do nothing, you're not going to lose money. You're not going to make money. But if you did something, took the trade, then yes, you could lose money. But if it's a great trade and it's a good setup, you probably have an edge in that trade, and the chance of making more money is available to you. So I really like this. In trading, the cost of being wrong is less than the cost of doing nothing. Just be careful with your position sizing as always. So if you find yourself not wanting to take a trade and it's a good trade, you may be costing yourself money by not taking it. Because if you position size correctly and you have a stop that's close, then it's a small loss anyway, right? So I really like this. I appreciate that, Akil. Please go and visit Akil L. Stokes. Great trader, great trading educator, and I'd like to follow his things. So thank you for that, Akil. It was helpful for me, and I hope that was helpful for everyone else. Tracy said his poems, referring to Frank, could be one of those desk calendars that you rip a page off each day. Oh, 100%. There's so many things that Frank could do with those poems. But I think he and Steve might be doing something. Maybe one day you'll have a book of trading poems. My gosh, I would totally help you promote that, Frank, because they're so good. David said Spot has a 520 crossover. Yes, it does. Rubber band stretched a little bit to get you there. I mean, that's just my interpretation, Dave. I could be totally wrong, but I really like to take crossovers that come out of consolidation and sideways motion. The rubber band is pulled pretty tight up here, right? It's wanting to come down. Who knows if it will? I mean, it is a valid crossover if you just take it mechanically, but I prefer to take sideways motion crossovers because you have the consolidation, you have the sideways motion. Those tend to trend. This one has already moved quite a bit, so that's just my honest opinion. I could be totally wrong, but in my experience, those are the better kind of trades. All right. All right, VIX is off. It's low a little bit. Before we get to new trades, let's take a look at old trades, right? All right, so I will be selling 1/2 of my AGQ. I did move 1.5 ATRs from entry. If it did get back to my entry point, I would get out break even on that second half. But regardless, would be a profitable trade because I took profits here, and if we have a close below today's low, which I guess I better mark that. What is that? To yesterday's low, excuse me, 36.81. Okay. And it is below. So if it closes below, I will go ahead and lock in half profits. I have my little blue warning sign here. Amazon, doing great. Glad I hit a profit target on that, playing off the 200, so I don't see any changes there at the moment. I think I'm going to go ahead and get out of apps. It's right back at break even. I still have profit on the trade because of the scaling out. It's a good example of why I like to do that. Let me cancel these orders and apps. So yeah, I'm going to get out of apps right now on that second half with break even. I don't really like the price action of the market today. And I'll tell you, if you can take a break-even trade, that shows your maturity as a trader. When anyone ever tells me they have a break-even trade, I'm like, oh, this person knows how to trade. Because it's hard for people to take break-even trades. Not me. I love it. Here we go. And done. So I am out of apps. JO Coffee, the 520 crossover, slightly positive now. So I don't see any issues there. KLAC, the 520 crossover, down a little bit, but hanging in there. McDonald's, looks like I'm going to have to sell McDonald's with the close below halfway of the washout bar. So I'm just going to have to take my lumps, sell that one. SPY, of course, I have that programmed in to buy at the end of the day for the overnight SPY trade. And Exxon, I will be getting completely out of Exxon because 2 of the 3 criteria that will get me out of trade on an under 30, over 30 happened today. as if this does close under the previous day's low. If we have a rally at the end, then maybe I'll keep it, but it looks likely that I'll be getting out. So let me just take care of these orders right there. Yep. Okay. We're good. All right. Oof, a lot going on today. A lot going on. All right, so again, I did sell apps that second half at break even. I am having to watch AGQ to be completely, half out of the trade, and then Exxon, if we close below, to be completely out of the trade. Okay. Frank has a fun fact. Married to your money, the word money comes from the Roman goddess of woman and marriage, Juno Moneta, i.e. money. Oh, this is making sense to me now. Okay. Scott says position size is really key. Also, trading in scales changes. Also, trading in scales changed my game. You don't need to be all in and all out. 100%. I 100% agree with Scott. Because I drill it into everyone's head every day, that position sizing is extremely important. There's only two things you have control of in this in trading, everyone. When you're going to buy something, when you're going to sell something, and how many shares you're going to do it. After that is totally out of your hands. So you better pay attention and control the things that you can control. And of course, position sizing based upon volatility is extremely important. And as Scott says as well, scaling in, scaling out. I love to scale. I usually take one position in, although sometimes I take half positions and add positions as well. That. So that is scaling in, but I love to scale out. I never know where the top's going to be. It's very hard. Dr. Alexander Elder always taught me scale out a little into strength. If somebody really wants it on that day, sell them a little. Don't have to sell them the whole thing, but sell them a little. Or in other words, you have to play offense and you have to play defense. Your trailing stops, all that kind of stuff, your end of day stops are defense, but selling into strength is offense. And in any sport, you have to play offense and defense to win. David says, NLC has a 520 with more sideways motion and engulfing bar, but it seems dividends are due tomorrow. Northrop Grumman. That's okay. You'll get a dividend. Let me see if I can backtest this one. Nope, I can't. I don't know, maybe Kamal or Steve Burns, if you could see if NLC does backtest well. I'll put it on the list so I don't forget about it. But I do love, this is what I'm talking about. This is the sideways motion that I'm talking about, then having, and a bullish engulfing. Yeah, let's look at the weekly. Weekly still in the value zone. I like it. I actually like it quite a bit. Let me write this down and do a little math on this. How are we doing on time? We have about 20 minutes, so we're about good. Okay. Dun and done. Okay, good. Got that on there as well. But yeah, if Kamal or Steve, I don't know if you have the ability to backtest that. I can't do it on ETF replay, but I do like that. Tracy says, why do you look at dividends differently than earnings? Well, earnings are an unknown event that can dramatically move the stock price, Tracy, either up or down. Dividends is like a non-event. I mean, it happens every quarter if the company pays dividends, and you're just going to get a dividend based upon how many shares you have. So it's not a surprise event. It's just something that happens. Earnings, of course, you just don't know. It's a gamble. Everyone else knows about the dividends. They're posted way in advance. Steve says NLC 520 has a 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio and a 45% win rate. Okay, so not bad. Not too shabby, as my father used to say. All right. Oh. Oh, oh, oh. All right. Thanks for that, Steve. All right, let's take a look. Here is Disney. Earlier in the day, I did like Disney. We were holding a lot, this whole band of support, the 5 EMA, the 10 EMA, 20 EMA, 50 SMA, 200. It did go below, back over. I like the higher low section part of it. So I actually do like Disney here, but we do have to close above 176.77, which we are at the moment. I'd like to really see it close above the 200, and I'd also like to see it close above the 50 RSI as well. So I may have to look for both of those before I take a position on this. But again, at the very least, it has to have that intraday rejection of the 200. And currently it is above 176.77, 176.88. But I'm sure we're going to have a lot of movement before the end of the day. Lyft had come back. Intraday had a intraday rejection of the 250. Right now it has lost that. That's the level, so I'm not interested in that. I do like MasterCard off of the 250-day moving average. It tried to hold at the 200, failed miserably today, but a good risk to reward ratio. Let's check the RSI at the low. Here's the little tool I use. At the low, we were at 34.62. So not a rejection of the 200-day moving average, but it has respected this 250-day, and it's a good risk to reward ratio off of that. Let's go over to the weekly, take a look at the weekly. Weekly looks like it's holding a confluence of support on this, on the 50 SMA as well. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about multiple time frames, looking for support on multiple time frames. And right now on the weekly, we're holding at the 50. On the daily, we're holding at the 250. So I do quite like MasterCard today. Good risk to reward ratio. W, a lot of selling up here at the top, showed a lot of sellers coming in. Yeah, it's still at the 200-day moving average, but I think I'm going to pass on that. BDX, we had an intraday rejection of the 200-day yesterday. I was looking for a false breakout to the downside in a V2. Here's the low of the range. Yesterday we washed it out. Earlier in the day, it was a V2. Here's day 1, 2, 3. 2 washes out. 1, 3 was, I needed to close above 247.87. Right now it's 247.65. So we'll see that at the end of the day. Twillo, looking for a close over that 200, but now it has lost it. So that is off the list. CNI. CNI I like as a short here, and Lava, if we were doing a lesson, I'd ask you why. But look, here we have that big down bar, right? Larger than one ATR, 2 ATRs or more. With a big down bar like that, if we rally back to halfway, generally we'll find resistance, just like we did here, and we failed. Well, here is a rejection of the 200-day moving average and the 1 ATR channel, but do you see how it dovetails right with the move right back up? So not only do we have resistance here with the move back up to halfway of the big down bar, we also have rejected the 200-day moving average. And if I do short this, if it closes back above, I just get out, obviously. But it gives me a very good risk to reward to come back down here lower in the value zone and make 2, 3, 4 times what I'm risking to the upside. So if this closes over the 200-day moving average, then I'm not going to be interested in the trade. But as it is, closing under, it gives me a good risk to reward ratio. But the real reason is because of the retracement back up into the inherent 50% fib number right here. So, and then NLC, return to value, sideways motion, bullish engulfing bar, 520 crossover. Let's look over on the weekly. I like it in the weekly. So let me take a look at the main ones here. So I'm going to start with MasterCard. I think I'm going to let Disney go. BDX, CNI for the short, and NOC. I like the short on CNI a lot, but I'm going to have to wait to see if it closes 108.98. It's 108.94, so it is technically underneath it now. MasterCard may not hold that 250. It may not hold. The 250 is at 352.66. We're at 352.94, so we are above. BDX, I think I'm going to put that over here and get rid of it. NLC, we have some volume here, 426,000 shares traded. We're on the monthly, we're holding the one ATR channel of support. On the weekly, we are in the value zone, which is good. And up today on a down day. The question is, do I have 2-to-1 to the upside on this trade? Yeah, I do. I think I am going to stick with MasterCard though. I like the deep dip buy a little bit better. I think the risk to reward is better. CNI, the short on CNI, 108.98. We're at 109, so that would get rid of that short position trade for me because now it's above the 200 acting as support. MA and CNI. MA and CNI. Okay. Tim says IEF V1 bounce. IEF. Yep. V1 rejection of the 200-day moving average, and we had the golden cross 3 days ago, which is the 5200. What kind of? We have plenty of volume. We held support at the 1 ATR channel on the weekly. I think it's pretty good. I mean, it gives a good risk to reward ratio. I don't like the big bar yesterday, Tim, because probably if we get stopped, we're probably going to run into some inherent resistance right here about the halfway. I'm not sure it makes sure. Honestly, I don't think it makes sense to me anymore with the risk to reward. But I could be right. I could be right. I could be wrong. Normally stocks go down on dividend day, right? Yes, by the amount of the dividend. So if you got a 50-cent dividend, you'll get that 50-cent dividend, but the stock will usually be reflected with 50 cents less, but it's still a wash. You know what I mean? Frank says, Reminiscing was the best-selling song in the U.S. for Australia's Little River Band, reaching number 3 and selling 25 million records. Reminiscing. I have to look that up later. I can't hear it in my head. Glenn says, in 1929, Dow printed a high on August 26th. 1987. 1929 Dow printed a high on August 26, 1987. S&P printed a high on 25 August. Seasonally, highs come at the end of August. What month are we in? August. 6 weeks right in front. Will Fed save the day? All right. So AGQ does look like it's going to close with the close below half. I still have to wait. The low there was 54.87, so we are slightly under that. Let me draw a line here. 54.87. All right, I better do this. I've got to get my potentials. Okay, apps is already gone, so I know that. CNI looks like it's closing above the 200, so that takes that trade away. So I have to look at AGQ as under, Exxon under, JO, oh, and McDonald's too. It's trying to rally. Oh no, that's Exxon. Yeah, McDonald's is a goner. All right, so I'm selling McDonald's, taking a loss of McDonald's. Okay, McDonald's is out of the way. MasterCard is just barely holding on to that 250. If it doesn't, I just won't take the trade. So it looks like CNI is off the list now, at least at this moment. So I'm more concerned at this moment of getting out, locking in profits on the ones that are down today than I am in taking that new trade. But both of them are underneath. MasterCard, 352.66, 352.86. So we are still above. Under on AGQ, under on XOM. All right, there's that. And tomorrow's Friday, so we'll have some weekly trades, and we'll see how my weekly trades are doing. They're doing actually really, really well. All right, let me stay focused on this. All right. I did get out of AGQ. I got out of 1/2 of AGQ. And just waiting on Exxon to see if I need to get out of Exxon. Yeah, a lot of photo finishes today. A lot of photo finishes. 352.66. We're at 352.78, so it is holding. We have 6 minutes to go. Frank says, Michael said, all 4 of my finalists have fallen below support. I'm going to have to jump on the bandwagon of someone else's picks today. Steve exited these positions due to the loss of the previous day's low. He exited Facebook. He exited for a 1.63% gain. Q's for a 1.26% gain. AGQ for a minus 0.81. Snap for a minus 4.69. I exited these based on a bearish reversal candle. BYD and Roku are still up, right, Steve? You didn't do anything with those. You're holding those or not? Just to confirm, Steve, are you still in BYD and Roku, or did you just exit everything you told me about? Michael said, "What are Kamal and Ava doing?" How do you like that, Ava? That's great. Misha, how you doing, Misha? Nice to see you. If you have a V2 entry signal, what do you use as your stop loss if there is no confluent moving average or RSI? Yeah, I use halfway of the washout bar. If I were like, let me give you an example. Like here's McDonald's. This was a V2, Misha. Here is day 1, 2, 3. 2 washes out 1, 3 closes above day 1's close. The day 2 bar is the washout bar. It should hold support halfway of the washout bar. Here it is right here. It's the red line. And you can see it's holding right there. So my stop loss on a V1 or a V2 is a close below halfway of the washout bar. And this is the washout bar of the V2. So right now you can see it's very close to holding that level. And so it's going to be a photo finish. I already sold McDonald's. I already sold it because it was so much down. Now it's rallying back up. I'm not going to get in, but if it were to close above, then yeah, technically you should keep it. But I hope that answers. Okay, so Steve did exit BYD and Roku. Okay, you exited everything except for Amazon and GNRC. Okay, good. Yeah, I figured you were selling Twitter. All right, AGQ. Yeah, all right. Going to take care of all of that. CNI is above the 200. I really did want to short that, but now it's over. And then 250, 352.66. It's barely holding above by like 4 cents. You're welcome. You're welcome, Misha. All right, MA, how many shares am I buying? Okay. 352.66. We are now under, everyone. We are now under, so this is going to be a photo finish. 352.66. We're 352.66. We're hanging out right there. Now it's above, so in the next couple minutes, if it closes above, I will enter that. Good risk to reward ratio. We shall see what happens. Currently is above. We have approximately 1 minute left. Holding above, holding above. Up by 10 cents now. What kind of spread do we have here? 2 cents. So it looks like I will be buying MasterCard, and of course I'll be buying my overnight spy trade. I did get rid of half of AGQ, and I got rid of the balance of Exxon. Okay. All right, so I did buy MA, and I'll buy the SPY after the close, or at the close. All right, so that is that. And let's take a look at transactions here. All right, so overnight SPY trade bought at 446.26 and MasterCard at 352.87. So listen, everyone, if there are any of my students out there would like to get their positions updated on the board, this is the time. Put it in the live stream chat, and we'll get to it in a second. Just want to remind everybody before we get to that, of a few things. One, I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I think I'm really good at it. I know I teach a really good course. I teach you all 5 of the different trading approaches I use. I teach you step by step. It's extremely important to me that my students succeed as profitable traders. That's why I do this podcast, because I want people to become better traders, and that's what I help you do in the course as well. And I put a lot of energy into it. I burn a lot of calories because, like I said, it's extremely important. So if you do take lessons with me, know that I will bring 110%, and I'm super patient, and we will go over everything until you have it. The course does cost $1,750, but I promise you, it's worth every single penny. You will become a better trader. So if you're interested, send me an email. Emails in the link of this the emails in the description, of this video. Just say, Greg, I'm potentially interested in the one-on-one course. I will reply and say, great, let's set up a Skype call. Skype call is free. I just want to learn more about you, your trading, your challenges, your goals. It's a good time for you to ask me a question, any particular questions that you have about the course. And then when we're done with the call, think about it as long as you want. And one day, if you wake up and you go, today's the day, I want to be a better trader, I'm getting serious about it, just email me back. We'll get it all set up. Secondly, I do have a really good online course available at udemy.com. The link is in the description. It's a great course, everyone. 9.5 hours of video, 15 study guides, 26 videos total. I teach you step-by-step how to trade the deep dip buy stock trading strategy, which I use all day, every day, on day trades, swing trades. It's one of my favorite. I've gotten so many good reviews and comments from all over the world. I promise you're going to like it. And the best news, it's like $12 or $15 on Udemy. So if you have an extra 12 or 15 kicking around, you have some time, watch it. I promise you, you will be a better trader, and it's a great approach to learn. And then lastly, if you like today's podcast, I really would appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It helps to build the channel. It helps to keep the channel around, lets YouTube know that there's some valuable content. So if you have already hit the thumbs up button today, thank you so much. If you haven't, but you enjoyed today's podcast, just if you could do it before you check out of here, that would be fantastic. And I really honestly would appreciate it. So, all right, let's get to back to business here. Now okay. So I have Steve's trades on my mind. So Qs, Steve's out of the Qs. So that's gone. Roku is also Steve. That was a profitable trade. Very nice. Facebook, also a Steve trade. Out of there. Snap. Okay, I know Steve's out of Snap. And that leaves Dynamic Duo. Square. Looks like Steve got out of that yesterday, I believe. IQV, no. Beyond Meat, out of Beyond Meat with that bearish reversal bar. So that should only leave Amazon and GNRC for Steve. All right, so I think I have those taken care of. Steve says, I think Scottrade worked with Dan Fitzpatrick. That is true. He does. Dan is writing the foreword of my next book about swing trading. That is fantastic, Steve. I really like Dan. I really like Scott. They're good people, and that's fantastic. He's writing the foreword. Ava is out of apps and MCD at break even. Twitter a loss, no new trades. All right, so Ava followed me on the break even on apps. Way to go. Break evens are tough trades to take. I'm proud of you. Ava is out of MCD. And who asked me that? Was it Misha? Misha. So here's the example of McDonald's. Day 1, 2, 3, that was your V2. Halfway of the washout bar is the red line. See how we closed below the red line that was over here? That is the exit. That's your end of day exit for a V2. Okay, so back to Ava. Apps, McDonald's, and Twitter. Ava, where's Ava? Okay, here we go. Ava says, we'll watch NOC tomorrow. Tracy Peterson is out of apps. Yep, kind of a reversal bar today for sure. IQV. IWM. That was a nice profitable trade there. I think you're doing really, really well, Tracy. McDonald's. By the way, Tracy is getting married tomorrow, everyone. Tracy and Paxton are getting married. So I'm kind of glad, not that your trades went down, but I'm glad to see you getting out of these trades before your wedding. You don't need to be thinking about this nonsense before your wedding, right? Yeah, you cleared the board. Snap. Okay, so Snap is gone. And what else do we have? Twitter. And Yeti. Yeah, I think you're out of everything. I'm so glad. Profitable trade as well. Very, very nice. Okay, Tom is out of apps. And out of McDonald's. No new trades. Gary is out of apps at break even. Very good. I love break even trades. Not because they're break even, just because it shows the fortitude of getting out at break even, which is hard to do. And out of a half square. All right. $10.4, $10.4. Done and done, Gary. David is out of apps as well. And NOC. Oh, good. So we'll see how this one plays out. I hope that works for you, bud. NOC. All right. That's not how you spell it, Greg. NOC. All right. I do like that trade. I do. Close near the high as well. Sweet. And he's going to get a little dividend tomorrow. All right. There we go. And that's David. Okay. Kamal is out of Twitter. David is out of a Twitter that you saw coming. Well, I didn't really see it coming. I just was concerned about the rejection, that we couldn't get back into the value zone. I mean, could have gone either way. David says, had a positive day, so I'm very happy. Oh, fantastic. Glad to hear that. Helen Irvin. Hi, Helen. In the middle of taking the class, and it's great. Oh, thank you, Helen. Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming here today. I think she's talking about the Udemy course. But Helen, if you ever have any questions, you can always reach me here during the last hour of the market and just type like you did right now and just ask me questions. And if you need any clarification on anything with the course that you're taking, please let me know. But thank you for coming. Nice to have you here. Dan says, thumbs up for Greg. Thank you, Dan. You're the best. Johnson says, P2N down after earnings. Oh boy. Let's see. PTON. You know, it probably seems like I'm cherry picking or whatever, because anytime something's down a lot after hours, I'm like, oh, see, you shouldn't buy, you shouldn't hold through earnings. But I really mean it, everyone. The best way to lose a lot of money quickly is to hold through earnings. Yes, of course, if it goes up, you make a lot of money quickly. I get it. But remember, Our responsibility, our main focus is risk managers. You do not do things that put you at risk to have quick losses, right? And you're gambling if you hold through earnings. You just really are. So that's why I never hold through earnings, because it's an event I have no control of. And as far as me being a good risk manager, holding through earnings is the worst possible thing you can do. Yes, it can go up and then it's fun. Woo! But look at PTON. It's down 13.23% today. Can you imagine if you just bought PTON at the end of the day and now you're stuck 13.23%? Not fun. Remember, it's more important to keep the money that you have, everyone, than try to make money. Focus on keeping the money you have. That's how you make money, ironically. Try to make new money and forget about the money you have. That's how you lose it. I'm telling you. Okay, Steve says, that is great, David. I 100% agree. Scott said, I sure do. Dan mentioned that he's doing that for you. Very cool, Steve. That is great. Looking forward to that book. Frank says, I like the old movie line. I like the old movie line. There are days when you can't sell $1 for 60 cents. Keep your eye on the stars and your feet on the ground. Never quit. It's about showing up every day. You don't make money every day in the market, but you have to show up. The more you show up, the more you trade, the better feel that you get for things, the better your eyes get with the charts. Just like any other skill, the more you do it, the better you get. The better you get, the less likely you're going to blow up your account and make money. But if you start trading, you blow up your account and you don't have the experience of trading, how are you ever going to get good at trading if you're, one day to the next, you're on the brink of losing your account? Take the long view of trading, everyone. Take the long view. Treat each trade like it's just the next one of the next 1,000 trades. Think in years. Don't think in short terms. Oh, I have to make this much money in this week. Good luck with that. Take the long view. Then I can say good luck with that seriously, because I feel very confident that that will happen. Gary says, congrats to both DDs. That's the dynamic duo, 100%. And David says, congrats, wish you the best. I wish both of them the best. It was really fun teaching both of them. They were engaged. They took the course. They learned it. It was hilarious. I wish I could play the videos. But it was a fun time. And I'm so glad that they have this in common now, right? Husband, wife, they have this in common. Really glad, and I'm really proud of both of them. All right. So listen, before we get out of here, I like to read this every single day. I do, but this is a serious thing for me. I try to do this every day in my life, and I would, kind of suggest and recommend that you do it as well. This is from Martin Kornfeld. If we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. If everyone did one nice thing for another human being every day, it would make the world a better place, right? Can anybody refute that? I mean, if you can, let me know, but I really do feel confident that would help. And I try to take it one step further and say, listen, if you come across an animal, do a nice act of kindness for that animal as well. They appreciate it. They like it, right? Give them a little scratch, give them a little pat on the bum, take them for a walk, throw the ball, give them a little treat, give them a little love, do that to humans too, I guess, right? I mean, whatever, but let's just try to do one nice thing each day for a human, one nice thing for an animal, and maybe one day when you need it, somebody will be there and offer you an act of kindness as well. Dan says, dynamic duo with a heart and arrow. Kamal says, thanks, Greg. Have a great day. Congrats to the dynamic duo. I 100% agree. Waterbender says, I just feel by the time I learn the basics of swing trading, the good market will be over. Hey, now, come on, Waterbender. There's all sorts of different type of swing trades. When they're going up, when they're going down, crossovers, deep dip buys. There's always, we have tools, Waterbender, for whatever market we're in, that we can take advantage of whatever market we're in. If it's going sideways, down, trending up. So when you say the good market is over, that's a little ambiguous as far as what is good. Like the worst kind of market for me is just something that goes straight up. That's the worst kind of market for me. I like volatility. I like moves back and forth. don't think like that, Waterbender. We're going to figure it out. We will find something that will work. I mean, look, I was going to take a short today. I didn't take it because it didn't set up, but we can short as well. But keep positive about that, Waterbender. If I can help you with stuff, let me know. Michael Lova says, what's your opinion of fasting? I like it. Oh, that's not what we're talking about. I do fast every Sunday. I've started that thanks to Kamal. Kamal got me in that mode. But yeah, I do fast every Sunday now until evening time. Okay, we closed above the value zone, but into the value zone. Rejected here, came back down here. It's a false breakout to the downside and a V1. It's okay. It's a little ski-wompy. We are holding support of the 5 EMA and the 1 ATR channel on the week. It's okay. It doesn't give me a certain feeling that I like to feel when I look at a chart. But if I look at it and try to make it work, yes, it is a false breakout to the downside. It was a V1. It looked like it probably rejected, maybe. Let's take a look and see if it rejected the 50. It bounced very close to the 50, and it was up on a down day. I mean, that's one of the main points, that it had very strong relative strength. It's okay. Dan says, dynamic duo forever. Tom says, cheers all. Thank you, Tom. Good seeing you. Waterbender says, okay, good to know. All right. Keep positive, Waterbender, right? Ava says, best wishes to Tracy and Paxton. I 100% agree. Ava says, thank you, Greg, and all. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you, Ava. Appreciate that. Appreciate your friendship as well, Ava, as always. Okie doke. Smoke. What's happening after hours? Anything exciting and new? Amazon's unchanged, Apple's down, JOKLAC. Hey, MasterCard's up 4 cents. SPY is up 20 cents. Ooh. All right. So just to recap, everybody. AGQ, I did sell half. I still have a half a position, but I did sell half with the close below the previous day's low. Exxon, I am out of Exxon because we rejected the 50-day moving average. We also have a close below the previous day's low after coming from an under 30 over 30, but that was a great trade. Very, very happy with Exxon. So we'll just take that one off of the board. And then I did add MasterCard. Oh, I forgot to put the prices up. All right, MasterCard, $352.87. The 352.87 is the entry on MasterCard. End of day stop on that's 200. Pretty good risk to reward ratio. And then SPY. Did get a little discount on the SPY here. $446.26. $446.26. All right. CNI did not let me short that. I was really looking forward to that. And I did get rid of McDonald's. Everyone else, yes, we're all out of McDonald's, I think. Oh no, Jonathan is still there. Okay. Well, glad it was a half position at least. Anyone else in apps? Jonathan, Apple. Okie dokie, Smokey. Waterbender says, best wishes, Tracy and Paxton. I agree. Michael says, no changes for me yet. I'm trying to buy fast in the extended hours at the closing price. I saw it at the last minute. I'm not really excited about it one way or the other. You know that saying, if the trade's not obvious, it's obviously not a good trade. Love that. I really love that. So, all right. So it's a beautiful day here in Utah. I'm going to put my hiking shoes on, go for a nice hike. It's nice and sunny. So I'm excited for that. And if anyone has any other questions, this is the time to let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to go get into mountain pirate mode. In the wintertime, I kind of wear strange clothes in the mountain, and somebody says, you know, I like your outfit. It's kind of mountain pirate. I always remember that. A mountain pirate motif. All right, everybody. I guess that's it. Appreciate you being here. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Go out, do something nice. Be good, be safe. Maybe a little exercise, do some positive thinking, deep breathing, study your charts. And hopefully I will see you tomorrow. So have a great rest of your day. Hope to see you tomorrow, everyone. Thanks again for coming. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and Forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.